Hello everyone, this is Dr. Live with New Insight, and thank you for joining me in another video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. The title of today's video is How to Activate Positive Thinking, and this is a video inspired by a question that a client had, and the question was, why aren't positive thoughts automatic? In previous videos, I have discussed topics about challenging and changing negative, faulty, and unhelpful thinking. And I even have a playlist on this which introduces the concept known as cognitive restructuring or cognitive reappraisal, which is basically reframing your thoughts, rewiring your brain, and learning to challenge and change negative thinking and challenge and change negative self-talk. So be sure to check out that playlist. There's a concept called ANTS, automatic negative thoughts. And so this client wanted to know, why can't we have automatic positive thoughts? So I wanted to do a video to address this. Let's get right into the discussion. It's not that we can't have automatic positive thoughts, because we can, and many people do. You may notice how some people seem so optimistic, motivated, confident, happy, and secure, and they seem better able to challenge and suspend negative thinking. It doesn't mean that they don't have negative thinking, but they're able to challenge and change and reframe the way they look at situations. And so many factors affect our thinking and shape our personality. Factors such as culture, religion, and upbringing. And many of us, unfortunately, have experienced traumas and have been dealt an unfair hand in life by no fault of our own. And many have experienced abuse, neglect, abandonment, grief and loss, difficult and impossible life circumstances, intergenerational traumas, bad upbringing. So for many, it is especially hard to have positive thinking, and especially hard to have faith that things will work out, no matter how impossible circumstances may seem. So I want to discuss 3 ways to activate positive thinking, and they are: number 1, self-monitoring; number 2, learning to restructure or reappraise your thinking; and number 3, tapping in. Number 1, self-monitoring. Pay attention to the nature or theme of your thoughts and self-talk. What is the overall theme? Are you always complaining, rude, sarcastic, arrogant, angry, self-critical? And if you don't know, ask someone who knows you well, someone who you trust, to really be honest and tell you the truth about yourself, and be willing to accept it. This is a part of growth and self-development. So once you know the nature or theme, now you can reflect on how you develop this type of thinking, your triggers, and all the factors that may have contributed to why you think, feel, and believe the way you do. All of this is self-monitoring. Number 2, next you want to learn to challenge and change negative and faulty thinking. And you want to be mindful and intentional to do this. Practice this in your everyday life, and especially when you're triggered. I also want to reiterate, please be mindful and intentional to actually practice this in your everyday life. So it won't help you to learn how to challenge and change negative and faulty thinking and not actually practice it. And so because I have videos on this that go more in depth, I'll just give a brief example of what the restructuring, reappraisal, reframing looks like. You want to ask yourself questions such as, and this is when you have a negative, automatic negative thought or triggering thought arises. Is this really a fact or my feelings? How do I know this for sure? What else could it be? What's another way to look at this? Am I overreacting? Have I looked at this from multiple perspectives and not just my own perspective? How can I accept this even though I don't like it? How can I accept this and still keep the peace, still behave like a mature adult? So this is an example of how you would challenge negative thinking or unhelpful thinking. So when you reframe or reappraise something, you look at it from a different context or lens. You question the validity. You don't automatically assume or jump to the negative, and you don't automatically accept it as truth either, unless you can support it with actual facts. And even with the actual facts and truth, you still want to process it and frame it from a healthy, helpful, optimistic viewpoint rather than a negative, unhealthy, or pessimistic viewpoint. This is key for positive coping. Number 3, tapping in. It is imperative that you tap into something higher, bigger, and greater than yourself. And for many, this will include a religious or spiritual aspect or a mixture of both. And let me preface this by stating, I respect all people regardless of age, race, gender, religion, socioeconomic status, culture, or political orientation. Everyone is welcome. Just be mindful to be respectful in expressing your thoughts, feelings, and opinions. With that being said, you need to tap into something higher, bigger, and greater than yourself. And this will be different for everyone. But you need to understand that we will never live a life completely void of stress, trials, and unfair situations because these things are inevitable. However, understand that we are not alone. We can have the strength we need to survive and to attain happiness and peace and to live a life of quality. But we also need strength and guidance and discipline to do so. And this is why it is imperative that you gain the knowledge, wisdom, and discernment to learn different skills, to address faulty thinking, ineffective coping, and to properly and effectively deal with the stressors of life. For me, that's God. That's Jesus Christ. And I don't proclaim to be a devout Christian. I'm also very spiritual, but I do read and study the Word, and I make a concerted effort to live my life by it and to make sure my actions reflect the condition of my heart and that I'm living in accordance with God's teaching, will, and purpose. And for me, I know that no matter what I go through, I have someone who is bigger and greater than me fighting my battles, who sees all and knows all that has happened. Someone who is loving, loyal, and faithful. Someone who I can call on anytime, day or night. Someone who is my vindicator, who is supernatural, and that can make a way out of any situation that seems impossible. I also know that my vision, my logic and reasoning cannot see or fully comprehend the level that he's on. But through my faith, I believe God is fighting my battles, that he's making the crooked places straight for me. I believe that I am worthy, strong, and capable. And for me, I believe that it just doesn't stop here. Our reward is greater, and we can be happy here in the midst of all the stress and turmoil and hardships in life. I believe we really can be happy and at peace. It's happened too many times in my own life and in the lives of others that I know personally, my family, friends, associations, and in the many, many clients I have worked with throughout the years. So I know and believe it to be true. And I also believe that it's within you. Everything you need is within you or can be learned and acquired with the help of God or your higher power. This power and peace that you attain can and will help you in how you interpret and respond to people and situations, and how you carry yourself and live your life, and in the decisions you make. And once you stop trying to impress people or be a carbon copy of others, And once you stop trying to gain everyone's attention and approval and just be who you are, be yourself, it becomes so much easier to feel the peace and empowerment that you need to have a healthy mind, positive self-esteem, and mental and emotional peace and stability. The thing is, and this is very important, this is where a lot of people miss it, you have to have the right heart condition while doing so. This is key. So in other words, you can't have a F the world mentality, be evil and malicious, manipulative, living life with the mentality that you can say and do whatever you want to whomever you want with no consequences, or not caring about the consequences and still expect to have the happiness, peace, strength, deliverance, and vindication I was just describing. It just doesn't happen that way. So this is why it is so imperative and to your benefit to be humble, to take accountability, to relinquish wanting to know and control everything, and to repent and start tapping into what is higher and what is greater, and it will really transform your heart, your mind, your thinking, and your life. So I hope this helps. Please leave your questions and comments down below, and we will talk soon.